Every application has a way for you to efficiently find the tool that you want based on a hotkey or a shortcut on your keyboard. In some applications, they are called hotkeys. In some applications, they're called shortcuts, but they work in the same exact way. You can edit many of the shortcuts in the applications, and in this case, Illustrator, by going to the Edit menu and choosing all the way on the bottom here, Keyboard Shortcuts. Now, the reason you might want to do this is because you work with Illustrator, Photoshop, and another application that's similar, and you want to make sure that your most commonly used tools have the same shortcuts, if possible. Now, in my case, I use Lightwave 3D and ZBrush, and those applications have different shortcuts for different functions. So in one application, if I want to rotate, I have to press Y. In the other one, I have to press like R. So what I do is I make both of them Y in both applications. And that's just an example of why you might want to do this with your shortcuts. So when you open up the Keyboard Shortcuts dialog box, you're presented, of course, with all the shortcuts and the current shortcut and symbol. You can also change whether you're working with tool shortcuts or menu commands. Keep in mind, not everything can be modified. You can also have custom. So if you save a set of shortcuts, you can have a custom set that you can load at any time, and you can save the shortcuts that you create here as well. So I'm going to go back to Tools, and I just want to show you something here. Here is the tool, the selection tool, and the name of the tool. And over here is the currently assigned shortcut, which we know is V. Now we also know that the shortcut for the direct selection tool, or the white arrow right here, is A. So if I want to change the shortcut, I simply click where it says shortcut and I type a letter. If the shortcut is assigned to another shortcut, I'll be given a slap in the wrist right down here. So I'm going to press something like P. Now I already know that P goes to the pen tool. So Illustrator takes my hand and takes a ruler and thwack and says, hey, the shortcut P is already in use by the pen tool. You should know that, man. What's wrong with you? So if I do that, the pen tool shortcut will no longer be applicable. So I have to give the pen tool another shortcut. If I don't want to do that, I can simply undo, and it goes back to the way it was. So in a way, it's kind of safe. It gives you a little safety net, and it kind of guides you nice and gently and says, you can do this if you want to, but don't be surprised if in the midst of a project, you press P and nothing happens. So you can change it and save those shortcuts, and then you'll notice when I changed it or attempted to, automatically the set changes to custom instead of the Illustrator defaults. So once again, you're always going to be safe. You can go back to the defaults if you do change them, and you're never really going to be in trouble. So play around with the shortcuts, and once again, my recommendation is if you use like-minded applications and you're performing pretty much the same tasks, and in the example I gave you with the two 3D applications, feel free to match those shortcuts as closely as possible. But do be sure that if anyone else works at your station, you tell them, or even more politely, before you leave for the day, you put the Illustrator defaults back to the way they were, or reload the shortcuts so that the person behind you is not going to be completely confused.